Good day, high school students. Another day, another knowledge to be learned. So, before we start another lesson, before we start our lesson for today, did you ever wonder how there are so many people on earth? Correct. Because of reproduction that is done by a male and female partner. But what about the process? Okay, so our topic for today is understanding human reproduction. Babies and their story. Think about a time when you heard about a new baby coming into your family or someone else's. What questions or curiosities did you have about how babies develop inside the womb? Right? Because how can a mother be so strong to be able to carry a baby for 9 months in his womb? So, why do we need to reproduce? What's the purpose? Right? So first is to ensure survival of the species. Second, to produce an egg and sperm cells. Third, to transport and sustain these walls. Fourth, to nurture the developing offspring. And lastly, to produce hormones. The word hormones. So why do we need hormones now? Because hormones are chemicals that coordinate different functions in your body by carrying messages through your blood to your organs, skin, muscles, and also to other tissues in the body. And these are essential for life and your health. Today, after this discussion, you will name the functions of the human reproductive system, be able to identify the structures and functions of male and female reproductive systems, and to be able to explain the menstrual cycle in simple terms. And also, did you know a human baby's heart begins to beat around 21 or 22 days after fertilization? Amazing, right? So the human reproductive system. It is a set of organs and structures that work together to ensure the survival of the species by producing offspring. This topic, so the human reproductive system, a baby cannot be formed without organs. The organs that is responsible in ensuring survival of us humans, because we were once a baby inside our mom's womb. So with the help of the human reproductive system, it can ensure our survival with the help of organs of a male and a female reproductive system. Okay? The human reproductive system has 4 specific functions. First, it is to produce gametes or egg and sperm cells. Second, to store and transport these reproductive cells. Third, to nurture offspring as it develops, and last, to produce hormones.
Vas deferens. The vas deferens is a long and muscular tube that serves as a passageway for sperm. It connects the epididymis to the urethra, and its main role is to transport sperm during ejaculation. This tube has strong muscles that contract to push the sperm forward, making sure that they move quickly and efficiently toward the outside of the body. The vas deferens also joins with glands that add fluids to the sperm, forming semen. Without this tube, sperm would remain inside the epididymis and would never be able to exit the body. Now, what will happen if the vas deferens is blocked or damaged? It would be the sperm not be able to travel outside the body, which would result in problems with fertility and reproduction. Testes. The testes are two oval-shaped organs that are found inside the scrotum, which is a sac of skin located outside the male body. Their most important function is to produce sperm cells that are needed for human reproduction. Aside from that, the testes also produce testosterone, which is the main male sex hormone. Testosterone plays a huge role in the development of male characteristics such as muscle growth, a deeper voice, and the growth of hair on the face and body. Without the testes, sperm cells and hormones would not be made, which means reproduction would not be possible. Now, let me ask you, what is the main function of the testes and what hormone do they produce? Which is that the testes are responsible for producing sperm cells for reproduction and the hormone testosterone for male development. We have here the prostate gland. The prostate gland is a small gland located just below the bladder. Its function is to produce a special kind of fluid that mixes with the sperm and the other fluids to form semen. This fluid from the prostate is very important because it protects the sperm once they are inside the female reproductive system, where the environment can sometimes be harmful to them. It also helps the sperm move more easily so they can reach the egg. If the prostate gland is not healthy, it can cause serious problems, not only with reproduction but also with urination, since the urethra passes through to it. Why is the prostate gland very important in reproduction? The prostate gland produces a protective fluid that helps sperm survive and move effectively inside the female body, increasing the chances of successful fertilization. Last one, the urethra. The urethra is a thin tube that runs through the penis and serves as a passageway for two different body functions. First, it carries urine from the bladder and removes it from the body. Second, it carries semen during ejaculation. However, these two functions cannot happen at the same time because the body has a special mechanism that blocks urine flow when semen is released. This ensures that the sperm are not harmed by urine and can safely travel outside the body. The urethra opens at the tip of the penis and is very important for both reproduction and waste removal. Why can't urination and ejaculation happen at the same time? The body prevents urine from passing through during ejaculation to protect the sperm and make reproduction possible. Last one, the urethra. The urethra is a thin tube that runs through the penis and and serves as a passageway for two different body functions. First, it carries urine from the bladder and removes it from the body. Second, it carries semen during ejaculation. However, these two functions cannot happen at the same time because the body has a special mechanism that blocks urine flow when semen is released. This ensures that the sperm are not harmed by urine and can safely travel outside the body. The urethra opens at the tip of the penis and is very important for both reproduction and waste removal.
And this is what a sperm cell structure looks like.
In the reproductive system, we have the internal and external parts. So, the organs of the female reproductive system produce and sustain the female sex cells or egg cells or ova, transport these cells to a site where they may be fertilized by sperm, provide a favorable environment for the developing fetus, move to the fetus to the outside at the end of the development period, and produce the female sex hormones. So this is the part and functions of the female reproductive system. Muna natin tatalakayin ang uterus. Uterus is where a fertilized egg implants and grow into a fetus during pregnancy. Viduct or the fallopian tube. It passageway for eggs from the ovaries to the uterus and provide the site for fertilization by the sperm. At ang mga sumusunod ay apat na parte ng fallopian tube. Number 1, isthmus. Number 2, ampulla, which is the longest part of the tube and where fertilization usually take place. Or sa kabila, ampulla is ang pinakamahabang parte ng fallopian tubes at kadalasang lugar kung saan nangyayari ang fertilization. Ikatlo, infundibulum is a funnel-shaped opening near the ovary that catches and channels the released egg from the ovary. At ang ikaapat naman ay tinatawag na fimbriae or the main function of fimbriae of the fallopian tube in females is to help in collection of the ovum after ovulation. Ovary. The ovaries are the site of egg cell or oocyte production. It produces hormones or estrogen and progesterone that act during the female menstrual cycle and pregnancy. Ovaries, as the part of the female reproductive system, ovaries function as site for the oocyte production. Again, ang egg cell na ginagawa ng ovaries ay kailangan sa proseso ng fertilization kasama ang sperm cell. Ngayon, ano nga ba ang pagkakaiba ng estrogen sa progesterone? Estrogen is the main female sex hormone which controls the development of female reproductive system and secondary female sex characteristic. Basically, ang estrogen ang dahilan kung bakit sa panahon ng pagdadalaga ng babae ay nagkakaroon ng development sa katawan niya kagaya ng paglaki ng dibdib, pagkakaroon ng buhok sa katawan, gaya ng sa kilikili at sa maselang bahagi, paglapad ng bewang at pagkakaroon ng regla. Progesterone is responsible for maintaining pregnancy by preparing the uterus for implantation and maintaining its elasticity. O sa progesterone naman ay hormone na siyang naghahanda sa babae, lalong-lalo na sa uterus sa posibleng pagbubuntis nito. Proceed to the cervix. Cervix allows menstrual blood to flow from the uterus and serves as a pathway for sperm to enter the uterus. The cervix acts as the door or opening point into the uterus where sperm can travel to reach eggs and potentially lead to fertilization. During pregnancy, the cervix helps to keep the baby in place until it's fully developed. When your body is not carrying a child, your cervix helps keep unhealthy things out of your body like bad water. Ang cervix ay siyang daanan ng sperm papuntang uterus para sa proseso ng fertilization. And when fertilization becomes successful, the fertilized egg will eventually grow and develop para maging sanggol. At sa buong proseso ng development na ito, ang cervix ang siyang tumutulong para manatili sa uterus ang nade-develop na baby, at kapag naman hindi buntis, ang cervix ay tumutulong para hindi magkasuka ng mga unhealthy things ang katawan ng isang babae katulad ng bad water from swimming at iba pa. Lastly, we have the vagina. The vagina is situated between the cervix and the external genitalia, primarily the vulva. Is the passageway of menstrual flow, final passage of the fetus during normal delivery. During birth, the elasticity of the vagina allows it to stretch to many times its normal diameter. The vagina is often referred to as the birth canal in the context of pregnancy and childbirth. Ang vagina ang parte ng internal female reproductive system na makikita sa gitna ng external na vulva at cervix. Daan ng dugo during menstrual period, at ang vagina ang pinakahuling dinadaanan ng sanggol kapag ito ay ipinapanganak na. And one amazing thing about vagina is ang kakayanan nito na mabanat para magkasya ang sanggol at mailabas.
This diagram here is titled The Journey of the Sperm Cell, and it illustrates the path a sperm cell takes from its creation to the point of fertilization. The process is divided into two main parts: the journey within the male reproductive system and the journey within the female reproductive system. On the left side, the male reproductive system. Testis. This is where sperm are produced. Next is the epididymis, where sperm move here to mature. Then the vas deferens. This is a tube that transports the mature sperm. The urethra. The sperm travel through the urethra where they mix with fluids to form semen during ejaculation. And ejaculation, this is the process where semen is released from the male body into the female's reproductive tract. And in the right side, the female reproductive system. The vagina, the sperm are first deposited into the vagina. Then the cervix, the sperm must then pass through the cervix, the opening to the uterus. From the cervix, the sperm travel into the uterus. Then, the final leg of the journey is through the oviducts or the fallopian tubes where the sperm will meet the egg. And the process of fertilization, in the center of the diagram, the sperm is shown reaching and fusing with the egg in the oviduct, which is where fertilization occurs. This is the culmination of the entire journey. And here, we have the amnion development. So an amnion is a transparent sac that protects the baby inside, filled with amniotic fluid. Male parts: chorion, amnion, uterine wall, allantois, umbilical cord, yolk sac, developing placenta, extraembryonic cavity, and amniotic cavity. And let's proceed to the menstrual cycle. This image shows a simplified diagram of the menstrual cycle, which is a recurring process in people with ovaries. The cycle is typically shown as a 28-day process broken down into 4 main stages. Menstruation, days 1 to 7. The cycle begins with the shredding of the uterine lining, which is released as blood and tissue through the vagina. Next, the follicular phase, days 8 to 14. Hormones from the pituitary gland stimulate the growth of follicles in the ovaries, each containing an egg. Third, the ovulation phase, day 15. A mature egg is released from the ovary, making it available for fertilization. In the luteal phase, days 16 to 28, the empty follicle transforms into a structure called the corpus luteum, which produces hormones to prepare the uterus for a potential pregnancy. If pregnancy doesn't occur, the cycle repeats. Learning check. So what is the primary purpose of the menstrual cycle in females? The menstrual cycle in females prepares the body for possible pregnancy by releasing an egg and preparing the uterus for pregnancy. If no pregnancy happens, the uterus sheds its lining during menstruation. So let's have a summary of our topic that we just discussed. The human reproductive system, it is a specialized set of organs and structures responsible for producing, transporting, and facilitating the union of male and female reproductive cells, ultimately creating offspring. The main organs, the male parts include the testes, prostate, vas deferens, urethra, and penis, while the female parts include the ovary, fallopian tube, uterus, cervix, and the vagina. Last, the menstrual cycle. It is a recurring process, approximately 28 days in females, characterized by changes in the uterus and ovaries. So that ends our discussion for today in this lesson, the reproductive system. Thank you for your time and thank you for listening, dear high school students, and we hope to have give you the knowledge that you will carry on. And this is Princess Nicole Miguel, Precious Lara Carmoc, and Aldrin Paseng, your educators for today's video. Thank you.